Before the video starts, I just want to give a quick prediction to the MLS standings and the rewards and who's going to win MLS Cup this year. For the rewards, for the newcomer, I'm going to have to give it to Brenner from FC Cincinnati. What I saw him in the Campeonato Brasileiro Serie A, I think that's how you say it in Portuguese. If it is wrong, I do apologize. I am kind of in my beginner's form for Portuguese because I kind of want to learn more languages as I'm going to AP Euro. That's a different topic though. But what I saw him, Brenner and Sao Paulo, something so inspirational. He changed that team. So hopefully he can fix just the goals drought that FC Cincinnati had last year and make a difference, especially to Lucho Costa. With him, that team can really be something special, especially how they look really good on paper. For the MLS Golden Boots, I'm going to have to give it to either Fredy Montero, because what I saw him the first time in 2012 Sounders, he scored a lot of goals and they were just amazing. So I'm gonna have to give it to him. I would really love to see it because I'm not gonna lie, Fredy Montero is probably the reason why I started watching MLS and why I just enjoyed him. I just enjoyed him basically himself. But it might change a little bit since he is 32 years old, past his prime. I'm pretty sure. I think he's in the end of his prime now. So it should be different, but I kind of hope he does make it to the Golden Boot. And if not, then I guess the runner-up would be Carlos Vela. If not Fredy Montero, I guess I'll go with Carlos Vela. For the Coach of the Year, I'm gonna have to go with Caleb Porter, but that sounds a little cliche. I guess I'll go with Phil Neville because I guess he's kind of alright, but I don't watch women's football. I watch men, so I don't know how he was like during the England women's national team, but who knows. If not him, I guess I'll go with Bob Bradley. Oh man, I'm really just like going to the bias field over here. For the Supporters Shield, I'm going to have to give this to the Columbus Crew because I don't think a Western Conference team is going to win it, because I'm pretty sure there's more games in the Eastern Conference, and plus Columbus Crew were really close, but then they just went away and it was just Toronto and then Philadelphia Union. But now with the depth and squad they have, they look pretty promising to win the Supporters Shield. Now, for my final predictions on who's going to win MLS Cup, I guess I'll go with Columbus, because I don't think there's a better team other than Columbus. Like, there's nothing wrong with the team other than injury, because they have BWP, they have Kevin Molino, they have Zelaya, they have Jesse Zardes, everything. They have everything. I can't think of a perfect MLS team other than that. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Enjoy the video. Quick show to those who aren't subscribed. It's totally free.
Earthquakes versus Dynamo. 39th minute, a goal by Memo Rodriguez, assisted by Joe Corona. 55th minute, Hariti scores, assisted by Prasher, 2-0. But in the 74th minute, San Jose get a goal by Maria, but it was too late and never scored again.
Sounders versus Minnesota United. Penalty in the 27th minute, but St. Clair does a save, and he does an amazing job reading Raul Ruidiaz's body language. But in the 49th minute, the first Sounders game, and there's already a goal of the year by Joe Paulo. You probably should have been there to see how amazing the goal was. And in the span of 3 minutes, beginning in the 70th minute, Raul Ruidiaz scores 2 goals. Come on, Minnesota United. Raul Ruidiaz scores in the 70th minute and the 73rd minute, and the Sounders were just flying, bro. And to put the icing on the cake, the legend himself, Fredy Montero, scores in the 86th minute to put it 4-0 against Minnesota United.
Impact versus Toronto FC. 3rd minute, Missing Toy opens his Impact account and scores a beautiful goal. 24 minutes, Quintero scores, making it 2-0. Now Toronto, they finally score. In the 45th minute, Delgado scores a penalty and makes it 2-1 and give a leg up for Toronto. Then in the 54th minute, the guy that actually played for Spurs a few years back. Yeah, that guy. Well, that guy made it 3-1. 71 minute, knock knock. Who's there? It's the Impact. They made it 4-1. Oh man. 88th minute, Lorea scores, but it was way too late. I mean, at that point, I don't see the point in scoring. Toronto in this game was just awful. I think the YouTuber Ryan Anderson said it best. By the way, go check out Ryan Anderson. He's an amazing MLS YouTuber, and he makes content just like me, but I think a lot more better. He's probably one of the biggest reasons why I started making these videos. He does really good analysis in Toronto FC too. But anyways, I quote, "They didn't get up and realize it was a derby day. Atlanta United versus Orlando. There were chances for Atlanta and Orlando, but ultimately it was their defense that saved these two and shared them points. 0-0 is what it ended."
LAFC versus Austin FC. LAFC, they were doing amazing. They had so much chances, yet they couldn't finish it. I think the criticism for LAFC is that they took off Vela pretty early over a dumb decision when Bob Bradley thought that Vela wanted to be off. But I do forgive Bob Bradley for that. We've all made mistakes, and I forgive him. And by the way, Austin FC, they looked like a team that didn't look like it was an expansion team. They looked fantastic in the first half. They had amazing control in the ball, but the gas started to get empty, and there were tired legs in the second half. And mostly LAFC just started knocking on the door in the second half. 60th minute, Corey Burt, newcomer of LAFC, scores to make it 1-0. Finally, the scares for LAFC and Austin coming back, it's lifted a little down. Now, Atuesta, he did get injured, but he couldn't come off since LAFC didn't have any more subs because they used one of the subs for Vela. Now, Austin, they were knocking in the door in the 90th minute, but Jose Cifuentes scores from an assist from Opoku. Amazing performance in the defense, keeping out Austin, especially Cisniega, and making 3 amazing saves to keep Austin out from scoring their first goal. And LAFC becomes the second team in MLS history to win 4 opening games in a row for the first time in their history. Like from 2018 to 2021. You get what I'm saying.
New York Red Bulls versus Sporting Kansas City. Caden Clark, the man that Leipzig wish they could have right now, actually scores again. This kid is literally on top of the world while holding the New York Red Bulls. But when the New York Red Bulls thought they were on the high ground, Sporting Kansas City scores 2 goals in the span of 5 minutes, one by a penalty in the 59th minute, and the other scores in the 60th minute to defeat the Red Bulls 1-2. FC Dallas versus Rapids. This game ended in 0-0. Okay. I think the only fun part is that Michael Barrios took the starting 11 group picture for his former team, FC Dallas. NYCFC versus DC United. NYCFC striking first with Castellanos scoring in the 15th minute, but out of nowhere in a shocking manner, DC United came back to win this game. How surprising. DC United coming back, scoring in the 39th and 44th minute, and that was the final score, and the game ended up 2-1. Imagine losing to DC United, though. Like, this is just proof that NYCFC is kind of garbage. Chicago versus Revolution, the team named after Lesson 3 in AP US history. Fire striking first in the 3rd minute, then in the 11th minute, but then 3 minutes after, the Revolution strike, then in the 27th minute, the Revolution scores again, and after that, no one scored. But someone from the Revolution, aka Jones, got a red card in stoppage time.
Another game that I really want to talk about, and I really did find enjoyment of, was FC Cincinnati versus Nashville. Now imagine being a Brazilian coming into this game holding an entire team from FC Cincinnati. I mean, you could have moved from PSG, but you went to Cincinnati. I mean, as much as I don't like PSG, come on, PSG, Cincinnati. You choose this. But anyways, you have a lot of pressure to carry, but you do have Acosta. But what do you do when your first game is against one of the most defensive teams in the league? You just do what you do and just score. I mean, they paid you $13 million. I mean, Why else did they pay you $13 million? Acosta scores in the 8th minute, and FC Cincinnati already having more goals than last year. That was just a joke. I'm pretty sure it's like 20%, somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure because I heard that they only scored like 11 goals last year. I don't know, okay? But 12th minute, a penalty is given to FC Cincinnati by a silly mistake by Joe Willis. I mean, the goalkeeper never really had the ball, while the Brazilian did, and before he fell. Anyways, Brenner, he takes it and scores and makes it 2-0, and FC Cincinnati were just flying, bro. Especially against one of the most defensive team in the league. I mean, looks pretty harsh on Nashville. Then everything starts to change, and FC Cincinnati just fell. 20 minutes in, Nashville finally gets their first goal. It makes it 2-1, and then in the 63rd minute, knock knock, it's Nashville, and they came back. 63rd minute, Leo scored an amazing curved goal. I mean, it's like Ronaldinho's versus England 2002 World Cup, something like that. Now, as much as I hate how this game ended as a tie, this game was absolutely amazing to watch, especially FC Cincinnati. They look fun and explosive, to be honest. I would say explosive, because with their defense dominating in this game, I know that sounds so weird and cliche, especially how we're talking about Nashville, most defensive team in the league. Defense was dominating, and now you have Brenner and Acosta to help you with the attack, and you have a serious team that can literally shock the conference by making it deep in standings and the playoffs as well. I do think the key players that helped Cincinnati was Brenner and Acosta for the attack and pressuring Nashville, and Titan, the Polish guy, the Polish goalkeeper, for making world-class saves tonight and keeping Nashville from only scoring 2. Anyways, 2-2 is what ended the match. Miami versus LA Galaxy. Miami scores in stoppage time in the 45th minute by Robinson, assisted by Gonzalo Higuain. It was controversial since it did look a bit offside, but it did stood, and 1-0. Second half comes, and Chicharito, yes, Chicharito finally scores again and making it 1-1 and tying it. Then a controversial call by Villafana as he drops Pizarro by his leg, and for once Higuain didn't kick the ball all the way to the moon like he does with his penalty kicks. He scores. He actually scores, but he still no open goal. So, but who cares? I don't think he cares. 2-1. Then surprisingly, Hernandez scores again. He already tied with his goals from last season with just 10 minutes in the game. Anyways, he makes it 2-2. Shout out to Greg Vanny, though, for knowing how Chicharito works, turning the formation into a 4-4-2 and adding Zubac and creating chances for Chicharito to take it. That's how he works, especially how Javier was striving at Manchester United, and that was basically the formation. Then Kilichistan, I don't know his name. I don't know how to say his name, but he scores in the 81st minute and makes it 2-3. The game ends 2-3 with LA winning the wild duel in South Florida. This game was probably the most entertaining game this week. Much improvement from both of these teams. I know that Miami lost, but this team looks promising, especially how Pizarro played a huge role this game and fix the attack. All they need to do is probably find a way for Gonzalo Higuain to score open goals, and besides that, you have a team that can basically scare Orlando and cause a wave in the Eastern Conference. But much improvement from Miami. Like I said, a lot better from last season. Last season was just god-awful. Oh my god. Oh man, but for LA Galaxy, seeing Chicharito score Makes me so excited for El Tráfico with Vela and Hernandez going head to head. Oh, I can't wait. So El Tráfico is going to be juicy when it comes up.
Philadelphia Union versus Columbus Crew. Both of these teams, amazing teams, battling it out at the Crew Stadium. Well, actually the historic Crew Stadium. But no one actually got to score in this game, unfortunately. This game only ended 0-0. Vancouver versus the Timbers. In a surprisingly manner, the Vancouver Whitecaps actually won. Their new signings played pretty well for the Whitecaps, and Lucas Cavallini managed to score the first and only goal in the 49th minute, and Whitecaps win this game and upset the Timbers, winning it 1-0.
Anyways, bros, subscribe and like because MLS is finally back. Just like 2019, guys. Just like 2019. Anyways, subscribe, like, get out.